I'm just going to top up now, a little tiny bit of liquid fur just to hotten up the roundup. Going to go out and do some roundupping, and they'll still not put the play buttons on these wheels, not at the time. This is now loaded up with seed wheat. We're going to put this on the back, and then James is going to drop that off at the field. So basically Sam's going to be in a block of about 130 acres, and he'll be self-sufficient all day because he'll have a merlo to load himself and loads of seed, and then James will drop the trailer and head back. So it's just a one-man operation dropping it off. Andrew's just levelling a few ruts in some oilseed rape stubbles where we were spraying last year. We made a few ruts, so he's just going to level them off because the whole field's getting direct drill, but where the ruts are, we're going to take them out with a disc. There's loads of room. We could have got another row of seed on there. Doesn't even need to fit on the beaver tail. He went forwards more. Sam's off out now with the drill. James is just going to strap that on, take that to him. Got my new coat on today. I'm going to have to take it off already. It's only 9 o'clock and it's boiling. Just at the new farm now, and the police are here training a new German Shepherd. So they're going to like walk around the field. They're over there now, somewhere down that shed. They're going to walk around the field and leave a trail, and then the dog's then going to obviously follow it. So the up here, because no one like walks up here much because it's obviously private land, they can do what they want. If they went to a park, there'll be like traces from other dogs or other people, so they can get it used to different things on this field and the one behind the house as well, which is good. Got a little oil leak on the back of the sprayer, and it's basically, there's a little O-ring there. Don't know whether you can see if it focuses. There's an O-ring there, just sort of split slightly. So I'll have to take that out and swap it, but it's not too bad. Pretty easy fix. There they are with the big dog and a big lead. I've got my suction cup mount now on the sprayer window. I wasn't sure how it would fit because the side windows are just making it completely curved on this one compared to the last one. Anyway, you've not fell off yet. Sam's out drilling wheat now after beans. I'm spraying a bean stubble now for him to come on tomorrow, and then he's going to go on to sowing after some oilseed rape. So we sometimes get slugs in oilseed rape, but this year with it being so dry, I'm hoping we won't have a problem. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a tiny little bit, like 10 or 20 kilos of DAP, which is a fertiliser, down with the seed. Now that'll help the seed get out the ground a little bit quicker because we're not mineralising any end when we sow. But also, it will make the seed salty basically, and the slot that the seed's in salty, which will stop the slugs travelling along the slot, eating the seeds. And if the seed tastes salty, hopefully they won't eat the seed as well. If it gets up and away and they eat the leaf, they can sometimes recover. But if they eat the growing shoot or the seed before it's even started to grow and hollow it out, it won't grow at all. So it's something we're going to try anyway and see, rather than using slug pellets. But hopefully the pressure of slugs this year will be quite low with it being dry at the moment. But we are supposed to get sort of 10 mil of rain on Thursday, like a thunderstorm. But you know, it may miss us. Summer barley update. It seems to be growing well. We've probably sown it a little bit thin, and it's a bit hard to see because of the stubble, but it's definitely up and away. Probably the dry weather's not been helping. It probably needs a drink. So who knows how tall it will get. And then also, I'm pleased with this. As an experiment, we put some sunflowers on the edge just to see how much cover they'd give and how well they'd grow. Anyway, they're getting away quite nicely, to be honest. I don't know whether they'll get heads on them, but they're getting some decent leaves, and they have roots like big mops, you know, like the old mops you used to get, like with string sort of like bristles. That's what they like, so they'll really do the soil structure good. So this headland here is sunflowers coming up. I think the mice and the birds out of the hedgerow have eaten this bit though, because that seems to be what they do. They come out the hedgerows and the grass verges and eat stuff, so it's a bit bare there, but the middle of the field's all right. You see this in oilseed rape as well, but yeah, keep an eye on it anyway and see what happens. in this field that was beans now after potatoes, and there was obviously some wet patches to where they couldn't dig the potatoes, and we also couldn't drill. So now Andrew's levelled it with the disc so that we can hopefully drill wheat straight through it, and if we get some sort of normal winter, hopefully it won't flood. There's a jet there, is there? Is it a jet? Yeah. Just focus, will it? Proper that, isn't it? Pigeon scarer. The cab must be quiet on this because I couldn't even hear it. I saw it fly like, you know, a few hundred yards away from me, but there was no noise. Whereas when we were combining the other week and it was going over, you could hear like James is on the combine ready to go now. Bill's just coming in to tip a trailer, and there's the 250R now working again, going carting beans for Bill. I've been working my way around all the different stubbles. This one had a bit of ryegrass along it. It's going to be for beans. I sprayed it off the other week, and I've just been washing out on it as well because I'm going to go on to pre-emergent now. Andrew is over there, so you can see him. I'll zoom in. Andrew's over there just levelling some ruts on the headland tram line that was oilseed rape last year, ready for drilling that. And then I'm going to get him to just run up and down this ryegrass here, just to see if we can get another flush of weeds growing. Ryegrass is quite clever, and brome, where when a seed starts growing, it sends a hormone into the soil to tell the seeds next to it, I'm growing, don't you bother. So if we need to basically keep killing it and then stimulating growth in all the different weed seeds. Yeah, they're really clever grass seeds. So they put a root down, and then if there's any seeds around it, they know not to grow because that one's growing. But if you kill that off with spray or disc or something, then it'll go, the one next to it will go, oh, that's now not growing, I'll grow. They do that, so you can get like a perfect seed bed, but only a few seeds will grow because the rest of them will lie dormant, waiting for the chance. So what you need to do is you keep flushing the weeds. So we get them, we stimulate them to grow, we kill them, then new ones will grow, and we just keep doing that and keep them in the top surface so they come up really quickly, and we can nip them off with spray. And then that way, then they're not going to pop up in the spring when we've got another crop on here. So he's just gone along there now with the disc, burying any of these seeds that could have been viable in some of these ones that have been sprayed off a few weeks, and then also any of these ones that were going to grow that I've killed now will be dead, and we'll get a couple of flushes of weeds off this field. I never got a before picture, but Richard's come up with the mower, little John Deere mower, and mowed this, so it looks really good. So I just stopped on the spray on the way past because there's a photo shoot, because Asda have kindly donated £1,000 towards the village hall. Well, it fits just. The joystick fits. The power plug was a bit short, but we've got a power point on the back here, so we've plugged into that. So we're going to try it on the Fastrac. Cracking air conditioning in here. It's got vents all around the top of the cab, so the cold air is just falling. I'm a bit hot because I've just filled up, but it's 28.2 degrees outside, and it's just a nice 20 inside. It's brilliant. Just come to collect the key off Sam. He's basically sown 65 acres there, 28 odd acres here, and then now he's behind them trees doing another 35 acre block. So hopefully by the end of today he'd have drilled, I don't know, 120 odd acres maybe, which isn't bad considering I don't think we left the yard till 9 o'clock, and they'll probably be back at the yard for 6ish, if not 5, half 5. Mini Merlo doing its job well, just waiting patiently in the field with the low loader. Like I say, it's been loaded seed today, so it's well handy. We can put seed on the back and the Merlo on the, sorry, seed on the front and the Merlo on the back. It's good, working well. There it is. If I were to put it a little bit deeper, it seems to be quite hard for going in the ground. We had a slight issue with the culture pressure. It basically turned itself off without us realising. So when I got to the field, it wasn't quite burying it properly. Anyway, we quick phone call to Horse to work out why it's defaulting off. Anyway, we've got that sorted now, so it's doing a lot nicer job. I thought it was quite hard, this ground, because it was in beans. It wasn't. That was why it wasn't working properly, and it wasn't. It was just the settings in the drill had gone a bit west. So we've got some over here now that's probably not buried as deep as it should be. So we're just going to have to hope that we get some kind rain on Thursday and it starts to germinate, starts to grow before the birds eat it, because it's not in as deep as it should be. So fingers crossed. just on now with the pre-emergence spray on the first. We drilled barley last Friday, so I'm putting it on now because if we get rain on Thursday and it's too wet to travel, and then it could be up by Friday, so I don't want to damage the seedlings, so we're basically putting it on now. It's not ideal because it's quite dry soil that's going on, but I've got the water rate up really high and I'm just going nice and steady and really like blasting it on, and hopefully we get a heavy dew as well tonight because the rain, the moisture in the soil activates it, so that's the plan anyway. I'm also the other side of the river, you can see across, and someone's silaging over there because they've just sent me a video on Instagram. I know the UK is basking in heat, but I don't know what other countries are, but 28.4 degrees, we've had a high of today, nearly 30 degrees, and it's September. It's just crazy. I wish we had this sort of 4 weeks ago when the Maze first opened rather than all that rain, or 6 weeks ago, because we might have got a bit more footfall for it, because it's not really added up this year, and I'm not sure whether it was a bother again next year, to be honest. On for the John Deere fans, that's Ian. Ploughing and feeding the seagulls. This Gregoire Besson plough. Yeah. Ploughing up lovely actually. Finished spraying for today now. I'm going to go and put the low loader up in a little mini merlo, and my phone's just giving me a flashback from the 7th of September last year, so here it is. It was when we had a combine on demo and we had 2 combines cutting wheat. There he is. That's probably about it for today now. If you want to watch another video, it's over there. If you want to subscribe, it's over here. Don't forget to click like if you've watched the end as well, and also share the videos on Facebook, whichever, you know, tell your mates. Also, quick quiz question, we've not had one for a bit. What does that little thing do in that little window? Like a little line in the window on the back of the Bateman. If you think you know, leave a comment below and I'll see you tomorrow.